I welcome you to this session of ISO 14001 2015, and today we are going to talk about clause number 6.2.2. The topic is planning actions to achieve environmental objectives. So as usual, first of all, I'll read out the requirement to you as given in the standard. Clause 6.2.2 Planning actions to achieve environmental objectives. When planning how to achieve environmental objectives, the organization shall determine A, B, C, D, E, there are 5 points in this. What will be done? A. B. What resources will be required? C. Who will be responsible? D. When it will be completed? And E. How the results will be evaluated, including indicators for monitoring progress towards achievement of its measurable environmental objectives. Last line, the organization shall consider how actions to achieve its environmental objectives can be integrated into the organization's business processes. So that's all in this clause. This is a small clause relatively, and let us now discuss it in more detail. Well, as the title says, it is about planning of the actions to achieve environmental objectives. That means, based on the environmental policy, we have, selected certain environmental objectives to be achieved by us. So we have to plan. Now, how do we plan these objectives? We have to look back what we did in the last 3 or 6 months. So we have to set a period. Say we are planning it for 6 months. Then we have to look back 6 months and see what we achieved. And whatever we achieved, that becomes the baseline. Now, in the further 6 months, we have to plan out what target we should keep as compared to the baseline. So we have to keep a target so that we are able to show some kind of improvement. So accordingly, the target is fixed, and while fixing the target, we have to be careful that we don't fix it too high, and we fix it in a pragmatic or practical manner so that we are able to achieve this. Now, when planning the objectives to achieve its environmental objectives, the organization shall determine A. A is what will be done. So, what is the objective to be achieved? That is A. What resources will be required? The resources needed for completing that objective. So, what resources will be required? We have to mention those resources. Who will be responsible? Whose responsibility it will be to monitor the progress, to see that we are moving towards the target fixed by us, and things like that. So who will be responsible will be mentioned in the tabular form of planning of objectives, and when it will be completed, the completion date. That means that if we have looked back 6 months, we have to pick up a period of 6 months ahead. So we have, when the 6 months gets completed, we have to say that this is the date by which we shall be completing our target. So, what resources will be needed and who will be responsible? The person who is going to be responsible is to be mentioned in the format for planning of the objectives, and when it will be completed. So the completion period has to be mentioned, and as I told you, if we have looked back 6 months, we have to plan for 6 months further. So whatever date is falling after 6 months, that is our completion date. So accordingly, we have to mention the completion date, and the how results will be evaluated, including indicators for monitoring progress towards achievement of its measurable environmental objectives. So the objectives have got to be measurable. That we have to keep in mind. So there has to be a time span, there has to be responsibility fixed, and there has to be a date by which we have to complete, and how we are going to evaluate the results, including the indicators for monitoring progress, how much percentage we are able to achieve. So all that, achievement of its measurable environmental objectives. The organization shall consider how actions to achieve its environmental objectives can be integrated into the organization's business processes. So our business processes, what do we mean by business processes? Marketing is a business process, tendering is a business process, project management is a business process, purchasing is a business process. So we have to integrate our objectives into these processes so that anything pertaining to the objectives we are able to carry out and achieve those objectives. So the objectives have to be integrated with the business processes of the organization. I hope you have understood what are the business processes. So the organization shall consider how actions to achieve the environmental objectives can be integrated into the organization's business processes. So we have to ensure that our planning is integrated with the business processes. And naturally, we have to maintain records of all this. That is not mentioned in this clause, but in any case, we have to maintain records. So that's all in this clause. This is a very small clause. I hope you have understood the entire requirement of this clause. And if you are liking my videos, please give me a thumbs up, give me a like, and also share my videos with your friends and colleagues so that whatever discussion is taking place between us, they are also take advantage of the same discussion. And please share my videos with your friends and colleagues, as I told you earlier. And do not forget to subscribe to my channel and also press the bell icon so that as and when I load the videos, the information regarding loading of the video will reach you without any delay, and you will be able to see my videos without any delay. So thank you very much for watching my videos, and we meet again on next Sunday, and next Sunday we shall be discussing the next clause, that is support, and under support 7.1 the resources. So we shall be discussing about the resources on next Sunday. See you again on next Sunday. Bye bye till then, and see you. Bye bye.